Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the lesson. So we're looking at the next part of the Reading Comprehension, section B, and it is titled, My Best Friend Shannon. Okay, so we've got the reading article over there, we've got the questions right below, so it's all sorted in just one page. Okay, so just pay attention to how I pronounce certain words, pay attention to my use and intonation. If there are certain words that you don't necessarily understand, ensure that you go back and you find out what the meaning is, what the definition is, so that you broaden your understanding of the reading comprehension. And take your time, this is not a race, adopt your own pace. So without further ado, let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. My best friend Shannon. We met at 14 years old. She was a student at my school. We studied at the same school, but had never had a class together. That year, we were both participating in a school dance show in different groups. But my best friends got intoxicated with food, and it was not possible for them to participate because they got a stomach ache. The teacher told me to go to the other group. The students from that group were not so happy. "Hi, can I dance in your group?" said I. Are you a good dancer?" A tall blonde girl told me. "Yes, I am," I told them, very angrily. After that, we started to be friends, and our show was spectacular. The next year, we took dance classes together. We always worked together and continued to have lots of the same classes for the next 4 years and got closer and closer. When we finished high school, we both separated. Shannon decided to stay in our hometown to work, and I went to London to go to dance school. We didn't have much contact. However, when I finished university, I visited her, and we shared our experiences. 2 years ago, Shannon moved to London, and we decided to live together at the same house. We are more like sisters now than friends. Everyone in my family loves Shannon, and she is always invited to family events. We argue sometimes, like all sisters, but we have been friends for such a long time that we will never separate. Alright, so quite easy and straightforward. So let's go down and look at the comprehension question. So, A, decide if the following statements are true or false. Number 1, Shannon and Julia have been friends for a long time. Okay, so have Shannon and Julia been friends for a long time? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so if we have a look at this article over here, it says 2 years ago Shannon moved to London and we decided to live together at the same house. So we are more like sisters now. Okay, then friends, if we continue on, but we have been friends for such a long time that we will never separate. See, so clearly they have been friends for a long time because it says it right here. Okay, so that would be true. So Shannon and Julia have been friends for a long time. So number 2, the first time Shannon wasn't very nice. True or false? So if we have a look here, the teacher told me to go to the other group. The students from that group were not so happy. It says, "Hi, can I dance in your group?" said I. Are you a good dancer?" a tall blonde girl told me. You see, so I guess maybe that was a little bit mean. Just a little bit mean. She wasn't very nice because if you look at how she responded there, she said, "Yes, I am." I told them very angrily. Then after that, we started to be friends. Okay, so let's say false. Number 2 would be false. Okay, number 3. In high school, Julia and Shannon separated. So let's have a look at this article here. When we finished high school, we both separated. So that is true. They both separated in high school. Number 4. When she finished school, Shannon studied dancing in London. So when Shannon finished school, she studied dancing in London. So when we finished high school, we both separated. This is the third paragraph. Then Shannon decided to stay in our hometown to work, and I went to London to go to dance school. So that is true. Number 4 is true. Number 5, Julia's family invites Shannon to events. So if we look at the last paragraph there, it says, we are more like sisters now than friends. Everyone in my family loves Shannon, and she is always invited to family events. So that is true. All right. Now let's go down to B. Explain what happened in this year, in these years. Okay, so let's have a look at 1. At 14 years old. So let's have a look. Let's go all the way to the top of the reading paragraph. So we met at 14 years old. She was a student at my school. We studied at the same school but never had a class together. So when they were 14 years old, that's what happened. And then in that year, we were both participating in a school dance show in different groups. Then, they became friends from that whole point on. I don't want to read all that because it's just describing irrelevant events. But they became friends. That's the main part. They were students at the same school. They studied at the same school, but they never had. They were never in the same class. So they participated as well in a school dance too. So that's what happened in that year. Number 2, the next year. So it's highlighted there in the second paragraph. So it says the next year we took dance classes together. We always worked together and continued to have lots of the same classes for the next 4 years and got closer and closer. Okay. Then number 3, when they finished high school. What happened when they finished high school? So if we have a look at the third paragraph, it says, when we finished high school, we both separated. Shannon decided to stay in our hometown to work, and I went to London to go to dance school. We didn't have much contact. However, when I finished university, okay, that's breaching, that's going past what we were assigned to do. So when they finished high school, they were both separated. Shannon decided to stay in the hometown to work, and Julia went to London. Number 4, when she finished university. So what happened when she finished university? However, when I finished university, I visited her and we shared our experiences. So they visited each other and they shared their experiences. Then number 5, 2 years ago. So what happened 2 years ago? So 2 years ago, Shannon moved to London and we decided to live together at the same house. Okay. All right, number 6, in the present. So if we have a look here, it says we are more like sisters now. So now being in the present. Everyone in my family loves Shannon and she's always invited to family events. They argue sometimes, but just like sisters, they get everything is remedied, it's sorted out. So they will never separate. Okay, so that is the answer for number 6. So now let's go to the discussion part. So make comments with your partner. So if you have a partner, great. You can exchange these ideas with your partner. And if you do not have a partner, that's okay. You can compare and contrast your response to mine. So let's look at the first one. Give and take makes good friendships. Scottish. Okay, so that basically means giving something to your friend and also receiving as well. So reciprocation, giving and reciprocating, right? So that is, in my opinion, something that is crucial in a friendship. You see, if you're always giving, but you're not receiving anything, then perhaps the friendship is one-sided. Or if you're just receiving, then it's still one-sided. You need to give as well. So a healthy friendship, in my opinion, is balanced. You give and you take. Alright, so that would be a healthy relationship, in my opinion. I would love to know what you think. Do you think give and take makes good friends, or do you disagree with that? Love to know. Okay, then the second one. When the personality of a man is not clear to you, look at his friends. Japanese. Okay, so there was a quote that I came across as well that said, show me the 5 people that you spend the most time with and I will tell you who you are. So, of course, if you spend a lot of time with particular individuals, eventually you'll begin to adopt their behaviors, their perspectives, the way they conduct themselves. You will eventually adopt these and you will be quite similar to them because you are spending a lot of time with them. So I believe it is true. If I want to gain some kind of access to someone's personality, I want to know who they are, a good indication would be to look at their friends. Look at who their friends are, how they behave, how they think, and you can get a better understanding on the person. So what do you think? Do you think this is not true? Do you think that even though somebody hangs out or spends a lot of time with particular people, it doesn't necessarily make any kind of direct, you cannot make any direct assumption on the kind of person that they are? That's up to you to decide. Next, fate chooses your family, you choose your friends. French. Alright, so I think this is quite straightforward. I think this is true. It's hard to debate that because it's not like you can choose your family. That's directly upon fate to do that. You found yourself having a particular mom or dad, or siblings. But it is true that you choose your friends. At any moment you can adopt new friends. At any moment you can decide to leave particular friends. So that is up to you to decide. So what do you think? Do you think perhaps maybe fate also chooses our friends too? I mean, it would be a good argument because sometimes circumstances happen where you meet somebody that you didn't necessarily choose to, but then you meet and then somehow, some way, a friendship blossoms out of that. So that's up to you to decide. The next one. In good times, in bad times, I'll be on your side forever. That's what friends are for, USA. Alright, so of course, I agree with this. You should be, you should support your friend whether in good times or in bad times. So if you only have friends when you're in good times, but then when you're in bad times, your friends are not there, then perhaps you don't have authentic friends. There's a quote that says, when days are dark, friends are few. So it's really good to know that if you experience bad days, if you experience troubles, if you experience challenges, you always have friends that you can rely on. And if you can rely on them, then in my opinion, they are your friends. So what do you think? Do you think you should only be with your friends in good times? You don't necessarily have to support them in bad times? Alright, I'd love to know that. Then the last one. Friendship is always a sweet responsibility, never an opportunity. Lebanese. Alright, so yes, I agree with that too. It is a responsibility because you always have to make sure that you do your part as a friend. You check up on them. You don't just lay back and let them do all the work. You do your part as well. It's not an opportunity to take advantage of somebody, but I would say it's a responsibility to help each other when it is that you need help and be there for each other at all times. So, what do you think? Do you think friendship should be a sweet responsibility, or you don't think we should be responsible for anything in any kind of friendship? All right. Okay, so we are complete with this particular reading comprehension, and we've gone through the reading comprehension questions. I think this was quite straightforward. So if there were any words that you are not familiar with, just go back and revisit those words, try and find out what the meaning is, and then revisit this reading comprehension text. Alright, so as for now, I will see you in the next lesson, and we will be doing another reading comprehension, which is slightly more complex. See you soon.